Alrighty, we are live. Welcome everyone. Welcome.
Let's
up? See. Everyone's in the chat tonight. How you guys doing, everyone? How is everyone doing tonight? How'd you guys enjoy the episode 12 season finale? Alrighty. Let's so tonight we will be answering all questions that you guys have about the entire season 1. We wanted to talk about some things as well as us developing the season 1 as well as making season 2. If you guys have any questions you guys want to ask, we have everyone in here, such as Adaptacy that plays Scarlet, Brom that plays Brom, Falk that plays the Drifter, also known as the Bounty Hunter in episode 12 as well. And we have the one and only Dave Man 342, the lead writer, producer, and editor. And, last but not least, you got me, the one and only too. But how you guys doing in chat tonight? You guys all having a good time? Thank you guys so much for the 14 likes already. This is our first type of thing that we've ever done on this channel. We've never done a podcast like this. We've only done like live streams, and live streams are usually when we're on the game. So I wanted to make this a sort of thing that hopefully we could do on a regular basis once season 2 is up. We can do a podcast right after the official release of the episodes on season 2 as well. Alrighty. Let's see. So what'd you guys think? I want to hear you guys' opinions in chat. I want to know what you guys think. What happened to the Colt's dad? Is he still passed out under the table? Purple says. Purple, that's a great question, my friend. He probably is still drinking and still passing out underneath the table. But as you tell, if in episode 12, the season finale, Colt returns back to the ranch, which there is no other scene after that due to the fact that season 2 will continue off of what season 1's last episode would be. So the Pa will still be in the episode, in episode 1. He still is in the series. I still talk to him. He's the cast member that plays Pa. He's full. He's all right. He's fine. But yeah, he will. He probably will be coming back, Pride. He definitely will be probably coming back. Yo, Wolfpack, I got a question for you. What's up, bro? Happy birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Not Slept says. No, yeah, I don't know. Happy birthday. I think it's his birthday. I don't know. Will the father return? He won't. That's a great question. Just like I told the other guy up top, is that Purple is that he will be making a return. He will be making a return in season 2, episode 1. I don't want to give too much spoilers on if he's gonna stay or what's gonna happen. But you guys will be seeing more of him, and he might even play a different role as well. You just might not know. He can do a couple different accents. I know that for sure. But Zero, you got Zero says hi, Brom. Well, Mr. McCauley released the song, The Outlaws. Robert, actually, he just did, actually. So, for example, Dave, can you send a link in the chat? And also, let's play some of the Outlaws music in the background as well, just so that you guys, for anyone who hasn't heard the full release song, it is on on episode 12, so let's see. This is the best thing on YouTube. Zero, I appreciate that, man. You should definitely watch it and come back. We still be streaming, Dave says. Purple saying that Scarlet's a snitch.
I mean, I think I had valid reason, personally.
Explain.
Well, I mean, Scarlett's never really had any family, or she's never really been close with anyone except for Brom, which is why and to be fair, she didn't trust either of the brothers, so she didn't see much of an issue with just kind of ratting them out.
Yeah, I can see her standpoint because of the fact that her relationship with Brom and the fact that she didn't want anything to happen to Brom, because he's been like kind of like the father figure for her, and like kind of like helping her out. She finds out that he's going to Sisika, which is crazy, and I think she's willing to do anything just to kind of, you know, make it so where he's not affected as much. But you know, I can see where she's coming from when how she snitched on Colt and Zack.
She also kind of hates them.
Yeah, she does. She does too. She does. She does hate them. I do remember that. She does have a little passion, like a little upset at them, because she holds a grudge against them because the fact that her and Brom were doing so well before, making money on the moonshine trades and getting all the imported goods from Europe and bringing it back off the boats, and they were making off all this money off it, and they're doing so well until Colt and Zack showed up, which pretty much screwed up their boat. But I was told that.
She also kind of hates them.
A little upset at them because she holds a grudge against them because the fact that her and Brom were doing so well before, making money on the moonshine trades and getting all the imported goods from Europe and bringing it back off the boats, and they were making off all this money off it, and they're doing so well. Call any of that. Let's see, Bep is okay. Let's see. We'll leave 2 to hang. Let's see if we have any more questions over here. Will Colt ever move on from his brother's death, or is it the last thing in the story? So Edward West, I like that question due to the fact that it's one of those things where you don't really know how like mentally strong Colt is until you find out, like, you're like, oh shit, like he had to shoot his own brother. You know, if you think about it, that's pretty hard for someone to do, is to shoot their own brother and then proceed to try to kill the people that are after his brother. And he succeeds in that. He does succeed in that. But you don't know if he's ever going to be the same person that he was when his brother was alive. The guy that, you know, he would never shoot anyone. He would never get into any trouble. We don't know that anymore. He could be a totally different guy. These events that led up to the season finale, those events could possibly change him for season 2. We don't know that. I don't want to really give that much up, I should say. But let me see. The comments are going so fast. I'm trying to below, and I'll just keep on like going right through it. Also, guys, and our cast members, you guys can answer questions as well. If you guys have any questions for any of the people, such as Falk, Dave Man, questions for Brom, questions for Adapt, just ask. Say, hey, Adapt, what was it like for you? I'm gonna ask you this question actually.
Oh, okay.
Adapt. I'm gonna ask you, what was it like for you to play your part as Scarlet? What took it? What made you? What inspired your character, I should say? Because I know that we didn't give you a full-on like description of what your character was. Besides, she was one of Brom's like people that she worked with.
I kind of tried to fit into the shoes of like someone who hasn't really ever had, like who hasn't really ever been close with people, which is extremely different for me since I, tend to like I get attached very easily, and so I tried to kind of change that with Scarlet and try and play a different role and put myself in someone else's shoes, and I kind of just followed that trail for Scarlet's character.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna ask the same question of Brom as well, because I know that people probably want to know what Brom. I'm gonna ask you the same question. What prepared you for your character? Because I know that you were one of those characters we kind of just gave you a little bit of information about and just said, hey, you're pretty much a black market dealer, who imports trades from Europe. How did you play that part? How did you I should say improv most of your scenes so perfectly, I should say?
I had no idea what I was doing.
None of us do, if you think about it. None of us do clearly until like you're just like, oh shit, I'm doing it, and then you're like, all right, is it good or is it bad? You start to like really like Yeah, it's you second guess yourself when you make these type of things, when you're especially when you're doing voiceovers. I find is when I do voiceovers, I do them so many times that like I'll do it like 3 times. I'll go like I'll be like, hey Zach, and I'll go like, hey Zach, hey Zach. You know, I just do it 3 different times, and that's what we like to do for the voiceovers, which is awesome because we like Falk was saying earlier before when we were previous off camera. Like you were saying, Falk, like yeah, go ahead and explain what you're saying to the fans so that they can get a little gist about that.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
sorry.
we'll start doing our scripts. We'll get a line of scripts that we're gonna, you know, record and get ready for the episodes. And, you know, personally, from my experience, I was just like everyone else in here. I was a big fan of the show, and I kind of got involved just by messaging Wolf. So it's super easy to get in here, and it's great. But basically, what we would do is we get our scripts, and I was sort of nervous at first because I'm new to this sort of idea and recording for the shows. But we'd record them periodically, and I'd go through my lines at first, and then once they're done, I'd listen to it and sort of notice a lot of, you know, missing things that didn't work. So I'd actually just take my time and read them a little longer, and then actually get into the zone, get into my character, and then record them again. And then you could really tell how much better it actually sounded and actually seemed like you're actually that character. So, you know, there is a lot of work to it, but it does come out great.
Pays off.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely. I definitely because when we get into our characters, I should say, when we fully adapt into our characters for these type of videos, and like for example, like you, Falk, when I was talking to you about this earlier, how when you went inside that house and you pretty much had no remorse of killing that guy. Like that was that was a pretty good scene. I did like how you pretty much showed that emotion spot on. Like you know, it's a job, you got to get it done. There's casualties, you know, that sort of thing, if that
Exactly.
makes sense. And I
No,
do
for
like
sure.
how you played that part. And you know, even Adapt and Brum, you guys played a great job doing that.
Thank
And
you.
a couple of other people, other cast members, they couldn't make it tonight, but just because we have so many cast members, I can't get everyone in here. So I want to kind of simplify it to the people that I have on tonight. And if this thing works out good and people enjoy this and people get your questions all answered and stuff, then that will be great. Maybe we can get some people that you guys like in the next podcast and stuff. Maybe we might have some special guests. But let me see.
We have a question from Debbie Marsden.
Yep.
Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Which person is most like their character?
If I had, all right. So my personal opinion, I think Zach, the guy who plays Zach, was a good friend of mine, Rose. He plays his character like literally like his like his like he is in real life. He's the one guy that I think that he fit that role like perfectly. Like we gave him this role of him being the brother that just had no remorse of killing, it just became something different. You know, it's not like Colt, where Colt was trying to hold on a little bit of a humanity. It's like Zach just shut it all out. He just said, "This is not worth like it's not worth it. It's weak if you show emotion. It's weak if you like show mercy." You know what I mean? That's the sort of mindset that Zach's character was portrayed, and he did a great job for that. But I would say he was one of those actors that you give him a role, he can play that role exactly how you want it. And yeah, he was one of those guys. Hopefully that answered your question. Let me see. Purple Pride, you're the top one right now. Let me see. I'm just trying to catch up on some comments. If you guys, I haven't answered your guys' questions, please keep on commenting them down because I'm just keep on going through. So what's next for Cole? Will he see him try to settle down, meet a wife, have a family, or is he gonna be pulled back into the outlaw life? So Purple, I don't want to give away too much for season 2, but I do love that question. That really does bring you into consideration that Colt at this point of his life, how he had to kill his brother. He finally escaped the law just for a little bit, but they're going to be on his trail forever. There's no getting away with killing a marshal and then shooting a bounty hunter and leaving him alive. You know, there's always going to be that constant feeling that you're going to get shot in the back, or if you're going to get and he has to keep his guard up. So I don't think he can settle down unless he went really, really far away. If he maybe even headed towards like Tumbleweed or towards Mexico, that's probably where I would see him settling down. But he might try to do that, and he might actually end up running into more problems while he's trying to settle down. You know, we don't know how Colt's going to react after the season finale, after he killed his brother, after he got revenge on the guy that actually killed his brother. And it's one of those things that I really do like that question. That's a great question, because he might if you think about it, he definitely is going to change. His mindset is going to be totally different. He's not the same guy as the people remember him in the previous episodes, because of the fact that now his brother's gone, and he has to be that sort of power where he has strength to move past each situation that he goes through, if that makes sense. Also roleplay, and we couldn't do one episode because of what members said. Wait, what was it? So I was just wondering. Thank you. Zacks actor will come back as a different role. Ewan, we actually had let go of Rose Ewan, so he probably won't be coming back. Sadly for some of the fans that you guys like, he just has some other stuff. He moved to in real life stuff, so he's dealing with some shit in IRL. He's moved on. I think he's joining the Marines and stuff, so he's doing his own thing. But hashtag the Zack the serial killer. Question: do you think Red Dead should do what GTA have done and add a roleplay session only? Adam, I like that. I think they have done that, because if you're talking about 5M, Adam, they have a thing called Red M, but the thing is, it's not as good as 5M. If in my opinion, I don't think it is. But I've never played it. I've just seen videos on it, so I can't give my full opinion on that. But I do think they should make private sessions, Adam, where people can host their own lobbies and stuff. And what do you guys think about that?
Would be amazing.
What do you guys think of that? Yeah,
like super duper helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the best things to actually to ask for, you know what I mean? For private sessions to be a thing. I think we have asked for private sessions for the longest time. I just don't think
when did Rockstar really listen?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
This game, they really did lose a lot of interest in this game. They put a lot of time into it in the beginning. They did. And then all of a sudden they just dropped all their passion for it, because it's not the money hitter. It's not GTA, you know? Which GTA I don't find as fun anymore. So it kind of sucks when you want to play a game and you're not getting any updates for it because of some game that is just totally, you know, one of those things.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I think as long as GTA is making money, they're just gonna drop Red Dead. They'll keep pushing out like the stupid clothing updates and stuff, but they're not really gonna do anything big.
Justin asked, what days do you guys post videos? So we usually post on Tuesdays, 4:30 p.m. EST, or Saturdays, 4:30 p.m. EST, and we're also always live. I haven't been live in a while because I've had some IRL shit go down, but I haven't had any time to do that. But I like someone else's question. Let me, Dave, can you go up and chat really quick? See that question that says, does Colt snap? Who was that really quick? Who said that? Because really quick, let me just scroll up really fast. Alrighty, but I love that question, man. I do think he will snap. He did snap a couple times, but it hasn't been so where he's just completely gone mad. You know, I don't think he's at that point, but he's closing in. He thinks of himself as he has no emotion right now, due to the fact that he doesn't know how he just doesn't know how he's gonna feel. You know what I mean? After a couple months or a couple years, we don't know, because of the fact that it's only been so soon. But season 2 is coming soon. It's gonna be coming within like 2 months or so, or a month. I'm hoping I can get it out to you guys, and it's gonna be pre-recorded. So once we get that season 2 uploaded, it's gonna be an episode every single week for you guys, because that's what I want to try to get for you guys. I'm gonna pre-record it all and do all that. What's up, Diego? How's it going, man? Red M isn't that good. Since it's newer. Yeah. Sprinkles. I think they're gonna do some edits to that, but I'm not too familiar on everything else.
Fire Dragon V2.0 asks, so in season 2, will the protagonist still be Colt, or will it be like RDR1 to RDR2, where there will be a different main
That's a great question. So, season 2 is going to be mainly it's going to be Colt's story still, but it's going to focus on introducing new stories, but these stories are going to be a little bit more relevant to the main story. So, it's going to kind of branch off into two different stories, but then they're going to collide into each other in later on in the season 2. But I don't want to give too much without spoiling it. But there will be more of Colt. This is not the end of Colt's of Colt's life. It's not like he's going to go and settle down at the ranch. I don't see him doing that, in my opinion. As playing as the character, I wouldn't see him going towards living back and farming and doing all that, just because of his past experiences and all the shit that he's done with his brother. You know, he has that feeling now where he's like a killing machine. Once you kill, like what the bounty hunter said, once you kill, there's no going back, you know? So it's one of those things that people take in consideration as well. Do you think Colt will be depressed about Zacks' death? I definitely do. Yeah, I agree with that. 100% Lawless. I do agree with that. I think he is going to be depressed for a while. I don't think he's ever going to live it over. I don't think he's going to feel as if he's accepting it. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that he feels responsible for his brother's death, because of the fact that he had a plan and the plan didn't work out as well as he thought. And so I think he does have a little bit of regret and a little bit of like sadness in him, where he can't live with himself, you know. It's one of those things. There is no content in Red Dead. I mean, the Outlaw Pass should be out by now, and everyone kills you on sight, and it annoys me. So I kind of stopped playing that. Why? I want private sessions. So Adam, I do agree with you there. I gotta admit, there hasn't been much content or updates on Red Dead itself, just due to the fact that I think it's because GTA is the moneymaker. You know, they don't pay attention. The development team isn't going to spend as much time on this game as they much do. And I think it's kind of bullshit too, because I believe there's two separate development teams. I think it's Rockstar GTA, and then there's Rockstar Red Dead, which are totally different dev teams. I believe that's correct, but I'm not like a rocket scientist here, so I'm not gonna just assume that.
I actually have a question for you about season 2.
Yep.
What's going to be the time difference between season 1 and season 2?
So I'm gonna tell you guys this, and just because all the people that are in the podcast deserve to know, because you guys have spent the time, and it's season 1's over now. I can tell you guys a little bit more. There's gonna be probably a 3-year time difference. It's going to be 3 years into the future, but it's going to come off right as soon as the episode starts. It's going to leave off where it ended, but it's also going to convert into another story. And all that time, it's going to be kind of filled in with a 3 years later type of thing, where it kind of shows, it doesn't show where Colt's at. It doesn't show what he's doing until he's introduced, which I don't want to really spoil, but you guys will find out in season 2, episode 1. Which I'm pretty much, it's already planned. We got to get the whole setup and recordings all set up. We're gonna pre-record it and make it awesome for you guys. But is season 2 going to be in the snow? Thunderbird, that's a good question. We might have a few episodes in the snow, Thunderbird, because of the fact that I've never actually done it in the snow. I've never actually had like an episode or a scene in the snow, which I think that would be a great idea. It depends on whether or not we can get the cameraman to record the majority of the shots because of the breath. The breath would probably stop a lot of the scenes from being completed. But if we can get it so where the breath is not spotted and it's perfect and there's nothing wrong with the cinematics, then we can probably definitely go into the snow. I do see us possibly doing that. What happens to Colt and Zacks' father? Justin, he's doing the same thing. Now, if you think about his point of view, his 2 sons left. His wife died. He has pretty much no one anymore because of the fact that he shut out his boys. He made his boys feel as if they needed to leave. They couldn't stay there anymore, which they did. They left, which kind of caused everything to happen. So you guys will definitely see, because episode 1 really does explain everything, all the questions you guys have. It's episode 1, like, literally shows it. It really does answer a lot about Pa and the whole story behind the ranch and what happened. and that it's gonna all show up eventually. But do you think in season 2 we'll see characters like Scarlet, Colt, and Braum have more unified front in order to survive? If I had to guess, there are no more feds out there. So I do like that question. I love that question. There will definitely be returning characters in season 2, such as a possibility of Braum. But Braum, we got to take in consideration as well that he is in prison, and Adapt is supposed to look for Colt. She is told that she's supposed to find Colt, and that's the only way for her to survive, kind of, and kind of like help. I can help. It's one of those questions. Yeah, it's one of those questions
Yeah,
that
I can tell you guys that she is not happy about having to run to Colt for protection.
Oh yeah, she's definitely
really
not.
happy.
She's definitely not. Due to the fact that she has hide something now. She's hiding the fact that she's responsible for Zacks' death. She has a little bit of responsibility towards that. So it's one of those questions that is just like crazy, Will anyone be shot? Oh wait, hold on. Will there be any new episode in New Austin? Diamond, definitely. There will be some scenes in there. Will anyone be shot or stabbed and left in the snow? Debbie, that's a pretty gruesome death. I like that.
That'd be sick.
I like that. I like that idea. So what we do is when we script these episodes and stuff, we have a based idea, and when we want to do a unique kill, we title it Unique Kill. And when we get into the recording, we test some things out. We make sure what looks best. Like, for example, when me and Falk were doing the fighting scene in episode 12, me and him actually recorded the first scenes. We did a whole bunch of different fight scenes. We stopped before we knocked each other out, and then we would heal ourselves up, get a little recovery time, and then go right back at it again and get some more shots and get more camera angles and get more fighting and more punches in, more headbutts in. Uniqueness. That's what we go for. We like to make ourselves a little bit different from the others. That's what we like to go for. But
I don't think people realize how difficult it is to record some of the fight scenes because of how many redos and how much cleanup you have to do.
Yeah. So really quick, I'm gonna answer that, like not really answer, but like kind of like tell you a little bit about that. So for the recording scenes, when we're recording scenes, we usually have to record it like for like an hour. It takes us an hour to record, like usually sometimes like one scene. Like me and Falk were doing a scene for like 45-50 minutes. That scene when we did the bounty hunter versus Colt. And then we decided, well, that's not enough. We didn't have enough footage. So we went and came back the next day and we got another 45 minutes of recording. And that was perfect. We got perfect shots. We got a different type of ending because we had a different ending. We usually get a whole bunch of rough drafts of different things. So for example, if I didn't like the camera angle, or if I didn't like the way that the scene came out, if it was too dark, too bright, I kind of want to change those type of things. So that's what I do. But the first several episodes, let me just get a drink real fast. I'm just going to sip this.
Stay hydrated, kids.
Stay hydrated. But yeah, so the first couple episodes that we did, we kind of just were exploring. We had a storyline based off of what we wanted to do, but we had to change it so many times and kind of improvise it a little bit because we had actors kind of just totally leave and never like seen again. We've had people that we had to fire because they just weren't active enough. We couldn't get them on to record. So during that time when you guys were like, come on, we need another episode. We want another episode. It's been so long, it feels like forever. That was that time that we were dealing with a lot of the problems where we couldn't get cast members on, or we were just dealing with technical difficulties in the recording itself. For example, there's a lot of shit that goes down in Red Dead, which you guys, a lot of people don't take in consideration, I should say. I'm not going to point out certain things, but for example, there's glitches that happen which cause us to have to redo a whole entire scene. For example, Dave, what was that time that it was the horses, they like duped and they were pretty much duping on each other. Remember? They were like pretty much, there was two horses inside each other. It was the weirdest Red Dead like recording we've ever done because we were like, what is going on? We were in a session. It was so laggy. I think we might have some behind the scenes of that, but it was so laggy. It just, everything just was going to shit. And we were like, do we need to find a new session? Because it looks so bad. And finally we got another session. And then there's times that we are recording, and then all of a sudden, like when we're in big towns, for example, like Valentine, when we're in Valentine, this is like one of the biggest towns that we've had the most problems in. Saint Denis is one of the easiest. I don't have a problem in Saint Denis. We had problems before in Saint Denis, but it hasn't been big. Another place that hasn't been really a problem is Blackwater. Surprisingly, Blackwater is a big active place, but we've never had a problem at Blackwater. It's usually places like Valentine and Strawberry where people are just hostile, which is really, really weird. I don't know if it's just the territory or not, but
I think it's because they're like very prevalent in the story modes, so people know like hiding spots.
Yeah.
They're more familiar with.
Really quick. Yeah. So ADAP, you can answer that as soon as I finish this. But really quick, Falk, you got a question from Purple. Whenever ADAP finishes. But what were you saying, ADAP?
Oh no, I'm done.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, but Falk, Pride says, so Drifter, are you gonna bring some more boys after Colt this time? I doubt you want to be left for dead again. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the Drifter right now, I think we all really don't know what's going to happen to him. I mean, he's in the woods. He was shot, fatally. So you really don't know if he's even going to make it, honestly. I mean, he could come back. He could pass out and die. He could bleed out. But I think right now in this position that, he thought everything was good when he walked away. He thought that it was just another easy job, finally done. He's going to get some money again. And, he came and he sort of underestimated Colt, I think. And I think for that, if he does survive, I think he's going to make sure it's not going to happen again for sure.
Most definitely.
But I think for sure that I don't know if he would bring anyone else, because he has said before in the past that he works alone. So I really no clue. I guess you guys are just going to have to wait and see if he does come back, or if he ends up passing out. I really don't know. You guys are just going to have to wait and see. We'll keep it. Keep
your imagination. We'll just leave it for your imagination for now, guys.
Exactly.
But that's for that question. Let me see if there's any more that I got really quick.
V8_DJK. I have issues with letters. Might some actual RDR2 characters appear in a
Alrighty, Mike was muted. But let me answer Diamond Arrow's question really quick. Will there be a whole different RDR2 RP series, like with Colt's kids or some younger characters in his family? So Diamond, to answer that question, I love that idea. That idea is so good. I like that, where if Colt has kids, or if he finds a lover, then he has a kid. That would be a great story for like a season 3 or something. But yeah, I like that. I like that. But I'm not sure. I don't want to spoil anything. But if we were going to do a different series, I'd probably do it so where it was, which we already talked about this before. I had an idea where I was going to do a series where it was just totally different cast, totally different. Each episode's a different cast. Each episode's a different story. So where people can listen to several different stories and not get bored of one storyline. So, for example, one story could be about, who knows, a serial killer and someone's trying to survive a serial killer, or one episode could be about a bank robbery, but a couple guys just trying to rob a bank. It's each story will be different. Each episode will have a different cast. That's what I kind of want to do for a series to kind of hold everyone over until pretty much season 2 is out, which that will be pretty interesting to show you guys. I'm excited to release that. But we also have different projects as well as the GTA 5 movie that we're doing. But yeah, you go to Blackwater. We have went to Blackwater before. The thing is, sometimes it's kind of hard. Now I found out that it's really hard to do scenes in Blackwater now compared to when I used to go and do scenes in Blackwater before in like episode 3 and 4. It was kind of easy to do, but every time we go back there, we usually have some problems with people like kind of causing hell and hecticness. I hear people they're not dead. See, Cody, do you remember? If that's so, oh yeah. What's up, Walter? What's up, man? How's it going, bro? VA, what about my question? Let me scroll up really quick and see if I missed it. I probably did. Might some actual RDR2 characters appear in the series? So VA, I don't see. I probably won't be able to get like actual like RDR2 characters to appear in the series just due to the fact that I don't think I'd be able to afford them. those guys are getting paid top dollar from Rockstar. That's for sure. I'm just a small little YouTuber that loves to make movies and shows for you guys. And we have a small little budget that we have to really stick to. So if I were to get like the actual RDR2 characters to appear in the series, it would probably cost me a few grand to try to get them to do voiceovers for me. But I do like that idea. That would be pretty cool. But I kind of want to really... So the Outlaws, I really set it off to a different type of universe. I like to keep it to a different universe, so it's not really the whole story about John Marston or Dutch or anyone at all. It has no relevance towards that towards that story. It's a whole new universe. It's a whole new different story to it. They've never met each other in their lives. It's a different type of universe. I like to kind of keep Red Dead's universe out of our kind of creative universe, just due to the fact that so we don't have limits. For example, like when we did the Kings owning Saint Denis, that was a whole different universe type of thing. Like usually in the story mode, there's no gang running that place. So it's pretty cool how we can create a universe and totally add characters to it and make it a whole different new world. But hopefully that answered your question, man. Let me get down in the comments really fast. What's your favorite part about making episodes really quick? Let's see, Debbie, that's a great question. The favorite part about making the episodes is when we are just not really... The most stressful and difficult is when we're recording it, actually, is when we're doing the whole cut. All right, you can't change the angle over here and you come over here. That's the most probably the worst thing to do in recording, because it's one of those things that takes forever to do. But we always have a blast when we do it, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have a miserable time. But I would say the most favorite time in our videos that we do is when we're getting ready to release it, when we're about to premiere it and everyone's getting their voices in, and when Dave sends me the rough draft and I'm looking at the rough draft and I'm just thinking, is this good enough for you guys? Do I want to post this right now, or do I want to wait and try to get more scenes done? It's one of those things where I like that stage of making the videos a lot more than I do getting in the session with 10 other people, trying to get those 10 people to get on these outfits and try to get into these positions, and then changing the angles, and then completely changing the scene and getting rid of like 3 other actors, and then trying to get 5 other more people to play these roles. It's one of those things that it's just it's very difficult to make the videos that we do. But
I think I think it really pays off because you get some really nice moments, like with the cast and stuff when recording, and you get some
Oh,
really funny
definitely.
moments.
Yeah, definitely. I had a blast recording with all of you guys. You guys are pretty good friends of mine because of the fact that we've just spent so much time recording these. It's crazy. We all got so into our characters that
Definitely.
it was awesome. It was one of those things that we played the part and everyone played their part well. And yeah, it's one of those. I like that question. I really do, Debbie. That was a good question. Let's see. Will there be a big twist in season 2? Diamond, you'll just have to see, man. I don't want to spoil anything. If I told you there was going to be a twist, you guys would look for the twist. And I don't want to spoil anything for you guys.
Some
I'm
people
not going to say much about it, but season 2 will be a crazy it would be it's going to be pretty crazy. I'm going to be moving and urging into more of the cinematic stages. I'm gonna try to make these episodes a little bit more cinematic, sort of like a movie and like a show, more than it was the first episodes of the Outlaws when we were doing first person or third person, and it was coming out choppy and bad quality. I wanted to completely change that and do what we're doing now because I see a big major difference, and a lot of people have been telling me as well.
I remember during season 1 recording, you mentioned how a lot of people were guessing how it would end, and I think a lot of people were pretty on point with the season finale.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I gotta say, people knew that Zach was gonna die like previously, like literally like since episode 6, I believe 7. They just knew that Zach was gonna die because of how like not how cocky, but how he just got so heated at the moment, as his character, and everything would upset him towards that to the point where he would just shoot and just solve the problem right there and then, which is one of those characters. But really quick, you really inspired my Red Dead roleplay. Thank you, Natbat. I appreciate that, bro. I always love to inspire you guys because that's literally the only reason why I'm doing YouTube today is because people inspired me to do YouTube. You know what I mean? So we're all inspired by someone. And if I can be inspired, if you guys can be inspired by me, that's amazing. And that really does make that makes my day a whole lot better every day that you guys tell me that. That's awesome. I appreciate that, Nat. And dude, you guys, every one of you guys have potential to do great things. You guys just put your minds to it, put 110% effort into it, and it's dedication and motivation. That's what it is. And maybe an Obi-Wan inspired character, Cough. That would be pretty cool, Sprinkles. That would be. We are making a GTA 5 movie. That is true. We are making a GTA 5 movie. And if you guys are members on the channel, for example, shout out to our girl Adapt here. She's a member on the channel, and she has access to a whole bunch of different things. We're going to be starting to add a whole bunch of different things, but she has access to the first rough draft scene of the GTA 5 movie. And
oh boy, let me tell you guys, it's gonna be so good.
see, yeah, she's in it as well. She's gonna be in it, and the whole cast is pretty much in it, and it's crazy. It's one of those exciting things to release to you guys, and I want to tell you guys more about it, but I can't tell you guys more about it because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Brom, you have a question from Purple Pride.
What's the question?
Brom, will you be running? Will you be running the prison in a few months? So he's asking you, do you think Brom will be like how do you think he'll handle himself in prison?
Only take it over.
You're gonna take it over?
I'm not sure if Brom's gonna make it to prison. Honestly, yeah,
We don't
it
know
doesn't
if
seem
Brom
very
will make it in
violent.
prison
It doesn't
yet.
seem very violent.
So I feel as if Brom has a past that he doesn't want to show to anyone. He kind of like hides it. I think he's able to kill someone if he really, really wanted to, you know. But I feel as if he has a little bit more of a side to him where I can't explain this character as much as Brom can because he's the one who can relate to him a lot more. But in my opinion, I think Brom will do okay. He'll do what he has to do to survive, and that's all what it takes. You know, if he has to do certain things to survive, then he has to do certain things. You know, if he has to take it up the butt, he has to take it up the butt. You know, it's one of those things in prison that you got to deal with.
I don't think Brom would mind.
But what server do you play on 5M? Ghost. I play on the ZFG server. It is a whitelisted server. It's one of the best servers I've ever played on. Me and Adapt have played on it, and Macaulay as well, and Brom as well as too. It's one of the best servers I've played on. I feel so bad lately because I've been so busy with IRL shit, and I haven't had any time because of the whole Outlaws thing as well. I haven't had time to go on 5M in a while. Like, it's been a while, and I'm probably gonna be removed from my administration on that server because how unactive I am on it. But you think Colt will end up killing the bounty hunter? Lawless. So here's the thing. I do believe he will kill the bounty hunter if he comes after him again. But I think he'll just kind of leave him alone just due to the fact that him and the bounty hunter, they went the distance with each other. They beat the shit out of each other. They went and like tested each other out, like pretty much to like, you know, the bounty hunter underestimated Colt and Colt underestimated bounty hunter. So it was one of those scenes where it was a good fight. It was a good match. And Colt being the guy he is, he's not like his brother where his brother would just shoot the guy right after he beat the shit out of him. You know, he's not like that. Colt's an honorable guy. He might be an outlaw now due to the fact that he's being chased by the law and he's killed the marshal and he's been pretty much an accessory with his brother the entire time. But this point, he is an honorable. I gotta say, Colt is an honorable guy. He does not. He lies to people that he doesn't like, but he doesn't lie to his friends. That's for sure, unless he has to. You know, it's one of those things that you know. Hopefully that answered that. Corona really do got me dying inside. What's up, Shamu Laya? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. Wolf plays on Zulu Gulf Foxtrot, I think. Dude, I love your role plays. It's inspired my character in a role play I do. Oh, dude, that's awesome, Sith. I'm so glad that, man, that I'm an inspiration to you as well as everyone else that has told me that as well, man. That just makes my day. I really do appreciate it because hey, I looked up to people as well. And they've inspired me to do things as well. So if I can do that to other people, that just makes me feel awesome. I'm gonna go watch all of the whole season of season one for no reason. That's the way to do it, though, Debbie. You know, it's one of those like those things that this series has been going on for a year. It's been a crazy journey. We've had so much fun doing it. I think we probably even did it. I think I had more fun doing this series than I did on Resurrection, which you guys know Resurrection if you guys have seen it. But see, Cody, I changed my name to my old name, so it's be easier for you to remember me. My question is, go back up. Question is will the actor for Sarge from the legendary Resurrection be in the Outlaws? So Big, I like that question, man. I like that question because hey, Penman was a good friend of mine. The guy who played Sarge was Penman. I haven't talked to him in a very long time. I've tried to reach out to him before and seen if he was interested in helping me out with Dying Light 2 when it came out, and I had some ideas for it, and he kind of said that he wasn't really in for it anymore. He didn't really want to have to play the part and have to go because it does take a lot. A lot of people don't realize when you play characters in these sort of shows and these sort of things that we do, it takes a lot. You gotta really put a lot of effort into it to make it seem really good. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a stressful job, which I'll let my cast tell you guys a little bit how much of a tough job it is. I'll let you guys talk for a little bit. I'm just gonna see if I can read some more.
I personally think we should start with Brom since he can explain how late it is for him.
yeah, Brom, explain how late you've had to stay up for recordings, man.
The latest I had to stay up for recording was 5 a.m.
Yeah, so there's sacrifices made on Wolfpack Studios. Like it's not like I'm Wolfpack Studios. We're all Wolfpack Studios. The entire cast is Wolfpack Studios. So when people call and like say like, oh, this is like one thing, like I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for all my cast and if it wasn't for all my friends that helped me out and all of that, you know. So That's why, for example, that's why we have the name WolfpackStudios. Studios meaning we are like a group of friends, a group of cast members that like to create content. And even though that me and Dave are the owners, we like to kind of give a lot of freedom towards each one's characters. So, for example, Braum gets to customize his character in any way he wants. Adept gets to customize her character in any way she wants. Falk as well. But it has to kind of go on like kind of a basis. Like, for example, I said, Falk, I need a bounty hunter. Okay, Falk, you make your own bounty hunter. You know, you make your story. Do what you want to do, and make them kind of like this attitude. I give them a little bit of things that I kind of want to happen, so they kind of just improvise what they want for their characters. You know what I mean? So they get to kind of be more in depth with it.
I think the character building aspect of all of it is a lot of fun because you can okay, so like you said, he kind of gives us like a base for our character, and then we have all this freedom to like build onto that and like kind of just make it more apparent, and it's just a lot of fun to like develop your own character and see them grow with you.
Most definitely, I definitely agree with that. Definitely do. Do you think you will make a Red Dead movie? Lawless, we have thought about that, but I wouldn't see us making a Red Dead movie until they make new updates and they fix the whole glitchiness of it, because Red Dead has a little bit of glitchiness to it. What we probably do is probably make it on PC, just due to the fact that I got voice actors that I could use on PC, and we can probably get AI to play as characters. But I'm not sure if we could do that. We want to try to like kind of research that a little bit more. But I did originally want to make a movie, Lawless. I really did. During season 1, I wanted to make a movie for you guys, but a lot of people said wait till to the end of the series, wait till Outlaws is over, and then make the movie. So that's what I did. I was going to wait, and then I changed my mind and wanted to make a GTA 5 movie due to the fact that Rockstar didn't really want to put their effort into Red Dead, so I said, well, I just go to GTA. So that's what we did. Is we decided to make a movie on GTA, in which it's coming out great. We're closing into due date in like 2 months or so. But yeah, it's gonna be coming pretty damn good, I should say. See, really quick, will there be any new main character, or will Colt stay the main character? Maybe Colt would end up being a mentor for. So Diamond, that's a pretty accurate question there that you got there. It's a little too accurate. It's a little too accurate, Diamond. And I do agree with you. I do. To answer that question, there will definitely be new characters introduced. Will they be main characters? You'll just have to find out. You'll just have to see how Colt, the main character of the Outlaws, reacts to them. If he likes them, then yeah, they'll be the main character. For example, the main characters on the Outlaws were Colt, Zack, McMiller, Braum, Falk, Scarlet, and yeah, I think that was a lot of the majority of the people that were main characters, I should say. People that had stories to tell. For example, the Falk telling his story, even though it was a side story, it was still a story. You know, so he is kind of one of those little side characters that could have a main story to him. You know what I mean? So he could have the chance to be a main character. We don't know that until season 2 comes out, which you guys will see soon. We're going to be pre-recording those soon.
I think something that's like it's not really like a spoiler, but I think some of the side stories will be becoming more apparent. Like they might start off as side stories, from what I understand at least, and then kind of develop into bigger, more apparent stories.
Yeah. So I think each story that we introduce into the season 2, they'll probably be intertwined. They'll probably meet with each other. They'll probably at some point. You guys will realize once season 2 comes out, it's gonna be a post like every single week for season 2. It's gonna be one after another. So you guys are gonna keep in depth of each character and seeing the story go on quickly without losing interest in it. But let's see. Hey Colt, we'll see some more details on his family, like his grandfather. It was kind of touched on in the first 4 episodes, but kind of fell off. Any chance we will meet someone who knew his grandfather? So Purple Pride, that's a great question as well. That's a pretty accurate statement as well. There is a chance that Colt could, because we don't know what happened to the grandfather. The dad said that he passed away and that he was getting old, and there was a point where that wasn't detailed. I'm going to tell you guys this a little bit more information just because it wasn't in the season 1. We didn't accurately say it in season 1, but it kind of hinted towards it. So the dad did not like the grandfather with Zack and Colt. He did not, due to the fact that because of the dad, the grandfather wanted the dad to be an outlaw. He always looked at him as kind of like a disappointment of his family. You know what I mean? Someone that he might have owned his own ranch, but he didn't really see as his grandfather, like the grandfather didn't really see the dad in the right mind, in his like best interest, I should say. He didn't really care for him because of the fact that he didn't really make it towards where he didn't follow his path. He didn't follow his grandfather's path, which was the dad's dad. But what happened was the grandfather moved pretty close, which was that cabin that they went to in episode 2 or episode 3. They went to this cabin, which was the grandfather's cabin originally. Now, this place was where the grandfather was staying when they were allowed to see Colt and Zack, when the grandfather was allowed to see Colt and Zack. But the dad finally said, hey, you can't see them anymore. And pretty much the dad told Colt and Zack that the grandfather was pretty much dead, just so that we would kind of just not ask about him and kind of just forget about it. So after that moment, we don't really know where the grandfather is. We don't know what happened to him. There's a possibility that he might make it in season 2. We just don't know that yet because the episodes will proceed, and I don't want to spoil anything. So you guys will just have to find out for that. Really quick. I'm just trying to catch up with some of you guys' comments. 1 second. All right, let me go all the way. All right. So, guys, really quick, if you guys have any questions that you guys want to touch up on, please keep on resubmitting it if I haven't answered you guys yet, because of the fact that the chat's kind of going a little fast for me because I'm trying to keep up. But how long to script usually take? So 2 sheets. That's a great question. I like that. So when we usually do scripts, we have an idea. So when we have the idea for season 1, we think of the whole thing within like the first month. We usually think sometimes it takes us months, sometimes it takes us like a few days. It all depends on our dedication towards it. So for example, if we think we can write a whole entire episode 1 in 1 day with just what we have like brainstormed, we will do it. And we've done that before, but we kind of like take our time with the whole script that we have going. So for example, like recently we've put in a lot of times when we started to add more scripting towards the series, we spent a lot of time into that. We spent a lot of time into that. Like for example, making the dialogue longer, making the dialogue more significant, introducing different characters with the dialogue. Making it seem like every character has a role, so it's not like I'm going into a motel and there's nobody in there and I'm just going into a room. Or if there's a bartender, the bartender is not going to talk. We've had that happen in the past, but what we like to do is we like to have it so where it's scripted, so where we don't have to deal with the whole AI, or we don't have to deal with the whole improvising, because when we improvise, we can slip and say something. We can screw up. For example, when we first started the thing, everyone didn't like how we said Saint Denis. We called it Saint Denis, and people got very, very upset about that. Now, take into consideration us as people that we just got onto the game. We thought like we had the story down, we had everything. We weren't really too like smart. We didn't really research as much of towns' names, how to pronounce them or anything like that. We should have, but we didn't. So when we screwed up, we were like, oh shit, we feel bad. So we finally changed that, but there's only so much we could do. For the first, I gotta say, our episodes, from a lot of people's opinions, they've gotten a lot better since the first episodes. Even though the episodes ones are more of the introduction to everything, the start, the beginning. You know, they weren't the best, but they were the ones that said the story, told the story perfectly without it being too bad. And if that answers your question, I'm hoping that does 2 sheets. So usually it takes, like, for example, sometimes it takes about 2 days, sometimes it takes about a week, sometimes it takes about a month. So it's usually, it just depends. It's whether or not we have the ideas, or if we have a good estimate of who we have. So, for example, if we couldn't get Falk for this episode and he says he's busy, I'd say, okay, well, I can't get him in this episode, so we would have to make him in the other episode. So I wouldn't script him in this episode, so it would just be a few sentences. So it would take about a day long to write. But because we're not adding another scene and we're not adding more dialogue to it. But no, LOL. Say, would he play his character? I mean, let's see, Colt, good. Really quick. Can someone play a main character but not voice the main character? What do you mean by that, Diamond? If you're recruiting for new characters, could I join? So Natbat, we do recruit people. We do have a cast Discord. Dave, you mind posting the cast Discord down below? So we do have a cast Discord. Now, this cast Discord is for anyone that is 16 plus and wants, well, actually, if you're younger than 16 plus, we do have an RDR2 extras tab. So where, a role. So if, for example, you guys don't reach the requirements to voice act, you guys can still help out in the series and become extras in the episodes, which you guys still become in the credits as well. For example, Diamond in chat, he's actually RDR2 extra. So you guys have all these new experiences. And I've had, so where, for example, Adapt, when I first met Adapt, like, I believe you were like you were pretty much like, we weren't expecting to use you as much as we did. You know what I mean? We were kind of trying to get used to you. We're trying to feel you out to make sure that you were going to be a good, like, add-on to the series and stuff. And that's what we did. We liked how you acted. It was one of those things where if you prove yourself in the recording and you put the dedication and time into it, you become like a main character. Not like a main character, but you get so much more respect from me and Dave that we add you in more things of ours. We give you more opportunities to become in different things. So that's definitely a thing that everyone could do. So if anyone can join, as long as you're 16 plus, you can voice act. Cody, my question isn't related to the Outlaws, but how will Resurrection Origins work out on Dying Light 2 since it uses a different engine and location? So, Big, we're going to be creating a whole new story for Dying Light 2, just because I've actually talked to, Dave, I had Dave send out a professional email towards the Dying Light development team, and they reached back to us saying that they would probably give us early access to the game so that we could get ready for it and we could plan out the series a little bit so that we can have the locations ready for us so that we can do the series just like that, so that there's no wait to it. We would also like to explore to see what we could use, and just so, for example, locations, the items, the AI, what little things where we can do these sort of scenes, what's possible, what's not possible, that sort of thing. So that's what we did. We messaged Dying Light 2 development team. They said that they would give us a shot. They said once early access comes out, they'll get in contact with us. So we're just waiting on their word. We're hoping that they keep their word. But Dave, I'll let you explain that a little bit. Awesome. Yeah, perfect. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything out on that. The roleplay is on Xbox. So, Nat, the roleplay is on PS4, sadly. We do it on PS4. We'll find out what happened to the dad. So, Jacob, yes, you will find out what happened to the dad in Season 2, Episode 1, just due to the fact that the last episode left off with Colt returning back to the ranch. We don't know how this is going to go. The dad didn't find him yet. He didn't see him yet. So the whole point is in Season 2, Episode 1, it's going to leave off right where that scene took place, where Colt climbs down the barn and runs into the dad, and you don't know how it's gonna go. Is he gonna be upset? Is he gonna shoot him? Is he gonna kill? Is the dad gonna kill Colt for running off and pretty much screwing him and stealing the horses and stuff with him and his brother? Or is he gonna be accepting and kind of forgiving and say, "Where'd you guys go? Like, what happened? Like, or what's gonna happen? We don't know." You know, it's one of those things. Let me catch up with the comments really quick.
Diamond Arrow
That's it.
asks as a follow-up, like, will you play your character but not voice them? You're the player, but you're not the voice. I think what he's asking is, are you able to body act, or like, do like the actions in game, but without providing your voice?
Okay, yeah. So, for example, so when you're a body actor, when we have extras, for example, RDR2 extras, we call them in the roles, you guys are considered as body actors. You guys don't do any talking. It's not any acting. It's not anything. What we do is we have me as the director and Dave Man as the cameraman. We get the scene ready. We say, okay, ready, 3, 2, 1. Because we don't use in-game sound, Dave is able to say, okay, move towards this window, pull out a cigarette. Okay. So he moves to this window, pulls out the cigarette. He says cut. He changes his angle. He moves to a different spot. You know, we like to do that a lot due to the fact that it brings a lot more significant, and the cinematics look a lot better too. But that's how we do body acting. So for the people that do body acting, they don't have to do any voices whatsoever. They don't have to do any of that. Some people actually play their character. For example, Falk, he plays his character as the body acting as well as the voice acting. But we have people that don't play, like for example, Hanovi. He didn't play the person that voice acted for Hanovi. He did not play. He did not do the body acting for Hanovi. We had some extra do. Well, we had a body actor play Hanovi, and we had the actor play pretty much speak as Hanovi. So it's if that answers your question, we do let that, but. I see. Will this new series reference Resurrection Origins? It should. So there might be some Easter eggs and little cameos. Big, if you're interested in that, there definitely probably will. When we're still continuing writing the script for it. But once the script is done, we're gonna probably go back into it and edit a few things and make it so where, who knows, like something could reference it, like who knows, there's so many phrases and things that we've said in that series that we could use and and pretty much just kind of like Easter egg and cameo from a different scene. We could do so. There's so many possibilities that we could do, and hopefully that answers your question as well.
Someone made an extremely unfair comparison between my character Scarlet and Micah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure how to respond to it because I'm gonna need a little bit more evidence as to why Scarlet is anything close to Micah, because
Because you're kind of a
Micah's just,
snake,
I
I
mean,
think.
she's on a. Okay, I can see how that would make sense. However, I was gonna say she doesn't rob people, but like she's kind of dabbling in that.
The donate button ain't working, Adam says. Really quick, Adam, so if you if like for example, Dave, if you want to send him down the donation link, I know we have a donation link as well as a little money, we have the super chat. I think that's it. Yo, A name, thank you so much for the €2, I believe that is, right? That's euros, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at the whole money symbols because of the fact that making money now. Joking. But thank you so much, A-Name. I appreciate the support, man. You're the best, dude. I really do, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. I didn't know you can do the little fox animation. I've never seen that before. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the donation, A-Name. You're the best, dude.
From watching the series, I always seemed like, from Scarlett's point of view, I feel like she's one of those kind of characters. This is my opinion and my take from watching it, but I feel like she's one of those characters that, she's sort of eerie because she doesn't really know a person, but when she gets to know them and she's comfortable around them, I feel like she's loyal to them like 100%. So I can't really say that she's sort
Pounds of fucking
a snake in the way. I can't really say that, but I feel like she's one of them characters.
Yeah, as soon as the brothers came along, everything in her life was turned upside down. And it just got worse from there. It just kept going downhill. And so when she was threatened, when her and her only like kind of friend or father figure were threatened by death, I mean, she kind of just acted on, instinct.
I can't believe I did that. I missaid that, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Yo, A-name, my bad, man. Pounds, dude. See, like, I'm so confused. I'm so stupid when it comes to money symbols. I thought I had that confidence where I was just like, yeah, I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to learn. Nothing. Ain't shit. I don't know shit. That's all right, though.
To
Jack
be
the
I thought
fair,
it
Ripper
was
they
versus
yours
look,
Colt.
too.
they look
Daniel,
pretty
that's a
similar.
cool.
I
That's
don't
a
think
cool
anyone
battle.
cares, Wolf, as long as you get your season 2 out.
Hell yeah, man. Season 2 is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy experience to make, at least. You know, it's going to be so fun recording. Because we're going to have so much time to do it, because we're going to pre-record it. So,
Also,
I want to...
Diamond Arrow, season 2.
Season 2! English guys in S2. See, U.S. Americans don't know shit about other currencies. Yeah, Ghost, that is correct. That is 110% correct. Like, literally, I don't know shit about currencies at all. Like, the other currencies just, like, it's just like other languages for me, guys. It really is. It's like a different language. When you're going to, like, when you're at a different country and all the signs are different, like, different sayings, it's like, oh my god, I don't know what this says. You know, you're like, you kind of just gotta look and kind of like assume it, but you don't want to assume it. It's just like, oh shit. Dude, A-Name, I appreciate that, bro. You're the best, man. You're awesome, dude. Appreciate that. Colt versus currencies for season 2. Jack the Ripper being the long lost brother or some shit. Like, dude, that's pretty cool. That would be a pretty crazy fight. You know, there will probably be a serial killer type thing in a mini series that I'm planning on doing. So, Daniel, you'll have to see if Jack the Ripper is coming to Saint Denis. You know, so season 2. There's a season 2. He said in a squeaky voice. Let's see. But yeah, big, definitely, man. I think we will probably reference that, but it just depends. Just depends. There's a lot of things I was getting away with when I had like 2,000 subs, 3,000 subs, and it was just like I was getting away with things because, you know, people didn't look into that. And then now I got to kind of watch what I say because some people don't like when we swear in the role plays, and then some people are just like it kind of adds more to the story. I feel as if when we do a little bit, a couple swears here and there, it kind of makes it feel more realistic
I think
compared
it adds
to.
emotion.
It really does. I feel it does as well because you feel for that character. You're like, he's pissed off, or he's sad, or he's just not in the mood. You know, that's the type of things that we like to go for in this type of series, I should say. But what's up, Skull? How you doing, bro? See, Yoda, the soda. Will there be flashbacks about Scarlet and Brahm, the bounty hunters' backstories, or pod? Definitely, Yoda. Definitely. Yoda, the soda. That's a great question because of the fact that Colt survived season 1. That was the biggest thing. People were thinking like, what was going to happen? Is he going to continue? Is he going to die? Is this it for the whole show? Season 2 is going to be totally different. You know, you got to take consideration. Brahm, he told Scarlet to find Colt, even though she doesn't want to. She kind of has to because she feels as if she owes it to Brahm to go and meet Colt because maybe, just maybe, Colt's the only one who can break out Brahm. Who knows? There's so many possibilities. There will definitely be more stories told about these characters, their backstories, where they were before this, what happened, why they're so paranoid, or why they're so angry, or you know, that sort of thing. There will definitely be more story to the bounty hunter. That will definitely be accurate. Yeah. But
I thought I died, so this is just news to me, guys.
there will definitely probably be more of a story of the bounty hunter, just because of the fact that Colt left him alive. You know, he did leave him alive for a reason. So maybe, just maybe, and I'm not saying it's just anything's possible at this point. I'm not saying everything that I say, you guys don't quote me on anything I say, guys, because it could change. There's always changes made in the series. But there is a possibility. Maybe the bounty hunter, maybe he got some way out of that. Maybe he called his horse, got onto his horse, and read off to the nearest town, nearly saving his life. Who knows? We don't know anything about what happened, just due to the fact that Colt walked away. He doesn't know. But there will probably be more stories showing the backstories of each character. And yeah, you guys will definitely see more of that. Anyone listen to UK Grime? Let's see, that is a negative for me, my friend. I've never heard of it. I don't know if it's just me. Some people are so wound up about that shit. That and YouTube is sensitive about everything now. Like a YouTuber can't even say coronavirus without getting demonetized. Yeah, so big. That's how YouTube is, YouTube's just like that. I'm so glad that YouTube hasn't demonetized us for some of the videos that we've done. Because there's some videos on there, if you did your research, you'd find it. There's so much shit.
I want to point out, Wolf, there, that it's no longer the coronavirus. It's actually called COVID-19 now, because sales went down on Coronas ever since.
Dude, I fucking bought Coronas every damn. I still have Coronas. I'm drinking Coronas all the fucking time because Corona a day keeps the Corona away. Exactly. So exactly. you gotta take that in consideration. Hey Scarlett, you got a question from Purple Pride.
I saw that. All right. First off, I don't actually care about the Micah thing. I was just pretending to be offended, so don't worry about that. Legit question: do you feel as though her character will try and take over Brahm's role as a bootlegger, with that being the only? That is an extremely good question, actually. She's probably gonna see like where the wind takes her when she meets up with Colt, because she is definitely going to try and convince him to like pretty much sacrifice themselves for Brahm, because she doesn't want him. I mean, she doesn't want him to leave, since that's the only person she's ever really trusted in her entire life. But if that doesn't work out, she might go into bootlegging, but she also might have some trouble with that, seeing as how it's such an important thing to her, since she might have, she might be forced to remember Brahm, and if he does die or something, that'll be really traumatic for her. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens when she finds Colt, if she does.
Yeah, I like that question. That was a good question. I want to add on to that really quick. So if in my point of view, so if she were to take over the bootlegging business, she has all the knowledge that Brahm passed on to her. You guys haven't seen this yet, but me writing Scarlett, me writing her character and Brahm's character, and then them having their backstories to it, I think as if Scarlett knows enough knowledge of the bootlegging business. She knows how to operate certain things, but the thing is, she's just going to have to it's going to be tough for her, because she's going to have to be ruthless. She's going to have to take no shit from no one if she was to run that operation.
I mean, she definitely has the skills.
She definitely has the experience as well, because of the fact that the marshals pretty much kidnapped them and did all this crazy stuff. So she has a situation where this could affect this could affect her story and maybe change how she sees people. Maybe this whole perspective, she doesn't trust the law anymore. Who knows? It's one of those things that you just have to wait and see how the character develops in season 2. But I loved the last episode. Got emotional around the dead horse. Oh, I'm so sorry, Limited Cola. It was one of those things that it needed to happen, but it was a sad thing. I don't think we've ever killed a horse in our series until now, but it's sad. It is sad. But luckily the horse was not injured. We did revive it right after. So
no animal cruelty here.
No, actually, it did die, but I did recall it back. It did die because we needed to get a scene done. We did need to get the scene done. I remember I needed the horse dead so that the body would look like it was gone. But
Did you keep the horse like Arthur Morgan?
So someone domed the horse in the head. They just shot the horse right in the head, and it flopped right on the ground. So Braum is the one that killed him in the background. So you guys can all blame it on Braum.
Wow.
But just joking. Don't blame anything on Braum. Braum's the man.
Come on, it's most usually his fault at the worst.
Yeah, big dude. Yeah, definitely, man. The series has changed dramatically. This is what we've been waiting for the entire season. Like all that time that you like, a lot of people were telling me like, we want more action, we want more of this, we want more drama. This is what this entire season has been leading up to. The last episodes towards where everything is just completely insane. People probably were expecting Zacks' character to die, but not like that. They probably weren't. F-bomb here, a few over there. Who cares? Yeah, as long as it's not affecting you guys personally, as long as I think it's fine. But I like to hold a lot of swears off. I used to swear a lot. In the live streams, I used to swear a lot. I used to F-bomb every word. Until I found out that, a lot of the viewers that we have are, there's a lot of young viewers that watch us, and I don't like to really swear as much as the role plays are totally different because that's a story, that's a movie, that's rated M for mature for all of you guys. So yeah, that's just that. But I would love to see if there was a character in the story inspired by Leviticus Cornwall in the story. There might be a name. There's a whole bunch of different possibilities. A name. We're going to be introducing so many different characters in season 2, which I'm not going to spoil anything. But there's going to be so many more encounters. There's going to be people that you're going to meet. Every person that Colt or other characters meet, they're going to have somewhat of a story to tell. They're going to have more longer dialogue. It's going to be a much more story. It's gonna be a bigger story being told in season 2. If that makes sense.
I had a question from Pride.
Yep.
Do you think with Scarlett being a woman in the underground world of bootlegging would make it harder for her to operate the business? I think she may have to be twice as ruthless. I definitely agree with that, especially like for that time back then.
Oh, definitely.
She's definitely gonna have to like prove herself, and it's probably gonna be a lot more difficult for her also because she's younger than most like bosses and stuff. So I guess we'll have to see how she does with that if she ends up taking.
People gotta think. Scarlett she's like a teen girl in that era. She's she's not some like 23-year-old, 24-year-old, or she's not Colt and Zacks' age. She's younger than them. She's younger than everyone. She's like probably one of the youngest characters we have right now. Besides the kid that was in episode 12, he was a young character as well. The guy who played him's not young, but the character he played, he was supposed to be a younger character. He's about the same age as Scarlett, I should say, or maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit older. There's no real
like 19, I think, 19 or 18. I don't remember on.
Yeah, she's one of those ages where in that era, But yeah, let me. I had a question above I wanted to read really quick. My theory is Pa dies or Pa tries to kill Colt, but Colt kills him in self-defense, and Scarlett will search for Colt and get into trouble. Oh, Yoda, that's a good theory. I like that theory. I think anything is possible, man, and trust me, dude. You'll just have to see in season 2 what happens. But I do like that. I do think that's a possibility. We don't know how the father's going to react once he finds Colt at the ranch again by himself. His brother's not there to defend him like he was before in the past in episode 1. If you think about it, episode 1, Colt was kind of the weaker character. He was kind of the weaker brother out of the two. But he grew in strength as more experience came onto him, and when he was getting into more trouble, and how smart he had to move around things, how to deal with certain situations. He got a lot smarter in the future episodes. But I do like that, man. Anything's possible, Yoda. I do like that. Let's see. See you later, Limited. Thank you for joining, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you guys that all joined the podcast. Let me just finish the rest of the comments. Hashtag love story. I would love to see everyone eventually work together in the end towards the same goal. That would be so cool, Vigi. I do agree with that. And in the end, it will be something like that. But I just don't want to spoil too much. See, I can't find a free roam. Where is a free roam RP gameplay? What is it? What was it, PG Agent? You looking for like a RP server or something? All right, Cody, I have one more question before I go. How the fuck do you manage to get a female RPer? They are rare as hell. So big. We've had female actresses reach out to us. Usually we have them reach out to us, and sometimes they're very, very shy when they reach out to us. They don't really want to. They just say, hey, if you need a hand, then let me know, and we can help you out. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, once I find a perfect role for you, I can give you a role. We have a total of like 3 voice actresses that we could use, which I have Lady Giggles, which I haven't spoken to her in a while, but she's one a good friend of mine on PlayStation, as well as Brittany. She's also a fan, and she's also wanted to help out as well, which I'm all for it, and as well as Adapt, which is our main character pretty much. So it is hard. I gotta admit, it is hard. Before, this is probably the first roleplay that we've had a girl in before. I've always wanted
the story of how
Yeah.
I got in.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So it was actually thanks to Brom a lot because I think I reached out to the comments or something, and Brom was the one to respond. And spoilers for like episode 9, I don't know, when the king's house was burnt down. That was the first thing I was ever in. That was the first scene, first episode. And after that, we started talking about it, and that was how I got in. And that's why I'm also Brom's like assistant or whatever, because he was the one who helped me get in the first place.
Hell yeah, I remember that. I remember you were new to the cast. You weren't even a cast member yet. You were just an extra, and you were playing as a couple like the bodyguards and stuff. And we needed extras to play these parts at the time, because at that time we didn't really have as many people as we do now to help us out with the videos and all that. But yeah, that was so crazy how Brom told me that, hey, Adapt, she has a lot of, she's really good. She she has the potential to become like a good character. And I said, yeah, let's do it. I'm down for it. And that's when we decided, okay, Brom, meet Adapt. We're gonna put you together, and we're gonna roll with you guys for the entire season. So that's what we decided to do. And it worked out. Everyone loved the characters and stuff. But let me see. I would like if Scarlet and Colt teamed up and made a small gang. A-Name. We just gotta wait. We gotta see if Scarlet goes and tries to find Colt in season 2. We gotta see if that happens. If we've been waiting for it, but you gotta take consideration. I did tell you guys this season 2 is gonna take place 3 years into the future, so it might have taken her 3 years to get to find them. We don't know. Anything could happen. Where is the free roam RP? The free roam RP? I have no clue. Usually, so for us, we usually do a lot of like scripted and a lot of directing for our role plays. But if you're looking for something like an improv type of role play, man, I know that there's some people in the chat, I think, that own their own type of series. If you're ever interested in helping them with that, but yeah, I think that would answer, right?
Ooh, really big question here. Colt and Scarlet's secret romance?
I think the age difference would be an issue.
Wait, what was it? What was the question?
I'm not gonna say who asked. Well, you just sold the person.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, sorry.
Come on,
I
yeah.
mean, he has a
Colt
blue
and
name,
Scarlet.
so
Can you see yourself, Pack, having your character and Scarlet possibly as secret romance between the two?
I don't think so, just because she's so much younger than.
That is true. What about your
By the way,
character?
that was my question.
I'm trying to find the question. I can't find it. Let me
It's
look
near
up.
the bottom.
Is it up?
It's all the way below.
Down below. Okay, all right. Oh no. Yeah.
Jeez, how
Colt and
late is
Scarlet.
it down there, bro?
Oh,
You're
so
starting to
no,
like the
Brom.
dark.
Brom,
Yeah.
I don't think Colt is gonna. I don't think Scarlet's gonna. She don't even like Colt and Zack at all. She hates them. She has like
That doesn't
she
mean
holds a grudge against them. You know.
I wouldn't see them getting together in that way, but
Yeah,
that
and
doesn't
plus
that
they're
doesn't mean
younger
they
as
don't
well. But
become
in
right.
that time, you did have people that were young and they did marry young. But
Yeah.
in
True.
this situation, I don't see that Colt will have a secret romance with Scarlet. He probably will have a secret romance with someone else, but we don't know who that character will be because
There's always potential.
that's always the future, and there's always all these possibilities that we could do. But there is things. Me and Dave have talked about it. We have talked about adding a romance sort of thing to the story, so where it adds a little bit more the drama to it. But we want to know how we want to do it, plan it a certain way. That's what we want to do. But and that wants to be a part of this. She's 20 years old and On is 21. Oh yeah, that's awesome, PJ. Yo, so Agent, if you want, man, you can join the cast Discord. We have a cast Discord, and once you join, there's a little audition link. You just have to go on there, do a couple voice files. You don't have to do all of them. Just pick 2 voice files out of the whole thing that you want to do. Do the 2 voice files, submit it, and then that's when we review it. We accept you. We just want to make sure that everyone's above the age requirement. We just want to make sure everyone has a good microphone for the recordings as well. But yeah, man, definitely if your sister's interested in joining, feel free. Yeah, that's definitely P Agent, definitely, man. Let's see. Ken also nice. Also, Cody, I might be getting a PS4 soon, so that's good news. Since you have one, I'm gonna go finish watching Outlaws. Hell yeah, big, awesome, man, definitely. Catch up. Comments now. Colt, did you read my idea for my character? We did, Diego. We'll get yeah, we'll get you. We'll talk. We have something to talk to you about. I'm gonna have Dave message you later on tonight or tomorrow about the future for what we have for you, because we have a role for you now. But hi G, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? How you doing, my friend? Just because it isn't Colt doesn't mean Scarlet have a secret romance is out of the question. Yeah, I think we're done answering this question. But I will do it later. I can't at the moment. Yeah, no problem. If you're a part of the regular Discord, then you can find it there as well. But if you want to copy the link, that's fine with me as well, man. What is this? Yo, ArcPug! This is the Outlaws After Dark podcast that we have going. We wanted to start doing this so we can answer your guys' questions that you guys have about the series, anything you guys have about us in general for the acting as well as the development stages, from the editing stages, advice that you guys want to, if you guys want some advice or anything like that from any of us, you want to ask any questions from any of us that are in the thing. We have all the cast pretty much. We only have a few missing, but this type of podcast, this is our first ever podcast that we've ever done on the channel, and I liked doing it. It was very enjoyable to do. So what we'll probably be doing is we'll make a podcast every episode after. On season 2, we'll have a podcast right after that episode, so that in case you guys have any questions on any of the episodes and you're a little unsure and a little confused on what happened, you guys can feel free to ask, and as well as ask the questions you guys are asking before as well. Let's see. Another idea is Scarlet and Colt try to get a Brom out of jail, but they can't fight back. And there's too many, and then the sheriff don't take any chances of them breaking him out, so they kill him. Oh, that's a pretty crazy. Yo, Yoda, that's pretty crazy. That'd be a pretty crazy idea.
And dark.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they had to kill Brom. That'd be crazy. Here is the question everyone wants to know. What happened to Colt and Zacks' horse during the first episodes? The first 4 episodes. Bring back the horse. So you talking about the white horse and the black horse that we had for those two scenes that we had. Well, those episodes. So, oh god damn it, shit! I've never had that happen before. So what happened is during the series, they had to eventually sell their horses, or for example, they end up like having to. So for example, when Colt and Zack finally left, when they left the town and they took the train to Saint Denis, they had to leave their horses behind because of the fact they couldn't put their horses on the train. So, and without being caught at least. So they could have put the horses on the train, but they weren't going to risk getting caught. So they decided to, okay, let's get on the train. Let's ride our way right to Saint Denis. We don't need to have a horse after that. This is our future. This is what we worked for. This is where we're going. We weren't really prepared to become full-on outlaws at that point. We just decided, okay, we're willing to do whatever the hell we got to do. If we got to rob someone, we're going to rob someone. You know, that was their mindset in episode 4, episode 5, but they weren't to the point where, okay, I'm going to kill this guy, or, oh, I have to kill this guy, or, oh, this guy is going to kill me, so I've got to do something about it. You know, it wasn't like that until the future episodes. But yeah, so that's what happened to the horses. We had to leave them behind, but right now they could be anywhere. They could be roaming around. They could be anywhere at this moment, if that answers your question. But that was a pretty cool, interesting question for me to answer. Well, Dave, he's better than Brom. Let's see. Gotta go. Bye. All right, see you later, Arcbug. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it, bro. Hell nah, you the man, Dave. But or the bounty hunter kills Scarlet and Pa. That's a good idea too. But yeah, guys, we've been doing this for about 95 minutes. We were planning on doing this for only about an hour. Poor Brom, man. It's like 4 and 5 in the morning for him. We're going to end this off. We're going to answer the last 3 questions. So for whoever posts the 3 questions, the last ones, we'll be answering all of those. Any questions you guys got to ask for ADAPS, C. Brom, me, or Falk, or Dave, feel free to ask those questions. Ask any questions that you guys want. But yeah, whatever happened to the leader of the Kings? I know most of them were killed, but I believe he was away during the time of the raid. So Purple. So that's a great question. I love that question because every time someone talks about the Kings, they think that the Kings were just some normal group that ran Saint Denis. They were a lot bigger than people thought. So the Kings are a branch of several different towns. They run different towns. They run a whole bunch of different areas in the state. So when the boss was away on business, he was at another place that he owned. He was working with the other Kings. Like, for example, when Colt and Zacks went to that bar where they met their Zacks' friend, which was the bartender, they were pretty much kind of talking about how kind of like those guys that were working for the Kings, they were kind of corrupt. You know, there's so much there's the Kings run so much that there's insiders in the Kings. So it could have been the whole point of the Kings getting murdered inside the mansion and them burning the house down. That was internal beef. That could have been internal beef between the Kings. You know, the Kings could have betrayed, or it could have been the person that is looking for retaliation because of the fact that Zacks killed his friend, you know, and killed other people that were working for these guys. You know, you never know. So, but the leader of the Kings, he is still alive. He is still alive. I'm not gonna say where he is, but he is still alive, and he will be making a return. If so, like I'm hoping that maybe there's a possibility that he can make a return, but you'll just have to see in season 2, guys. But let me catch up with any questions that you guys got. Will you ever stop the Red Dead roleplay? So Zach, when the game, like, I usually stop the roleplays on a game when the game starts to become dead, and when the game like starts to become like it gets burnt out, and the game is just not the way it used to be. Not many people play it. It's you know, the views are just really, really down, and just nobody's interested anymore. That's when I decide to end a story, as well as when I want to end a story. Like, for example, I'll probably only be doing 2 seasons of the Outlaws just because of the fact that, you know, I don't want to drag the story on. I don't want to make the story ridiculous where it's like it's been 5 seasons or 3 seasons and it's just trash now because it's just, you know, it's just worked its way off the story. I want to make it so where it's a 2-season thing where it's just the most best and just simple and unique story that just doesn't require all these things to happen. You know what I mean? if that makes sense. I don't want to push it and drag it out. That's all I'm trying to say for that. But that's a great question too, Zach. I like that. Will there be any English guy in season 2? Probably, Sprinkles. Probably. We do have a couple UK actors that we wanted to use as well. And so maybe there's a possibility. There's a possibility that anyone can be in it. But do you approve of Brom Cult? Haiji says. I'm gonna let these guys answer, and I'm gonna let these guys answer really quick. Scarlett, what's your opinions on it?
ADAPT gang.
She's ADAPT gang for 100%. So I don't think she's down for the whole cult that Brom's putting into place. Falk probably doesn't even have an opinion about it. He's probably just like, I'm just bounty hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
But my opinion on it, I think that Brom can do whatever the hell he wants to do because he's Brom. He's Brom, man.
Exactly.
He might start a cult inside the prison. Who knows? It could be anything. He could be teaching them he could be lying to all these people and just teaching them like inaccurate things and just being like, yeah, if you do this, you will survive and we will live together. Like, he might be saying, okay, if you like the Manson family, we don't know. We don't ever know what Brom's up to. And he's one of those guys that season 2's he might he's in prison. We don't know what's going to happen to him. We don't know at all. That's up to Brom to decide. that's that.
He's definitely running a business in that prison.
Yeah, he's definitely making friends in that prison though. Yeah,
probably yes.
But let me answer some of the other questions really quick, and then I'll end it off. But Colt is starting to make a name for himself. Would he start getting a bounty on his head and getting hunted by? So, Vigi, that's a great question. I'll answer this as simple as possible. So, Colt has made a name for himself already because of the fact that he was an accessory with his brother. His brother has killed many people. A lot of people he's killed off camera because of the fact that it didn't show the story of Zach killing 23 people. I didn't want to show that. I just wanted people to notice how many people he's killed over the time of the past several episodes. He's killed about 20-something people. And these people some people were kind of innocent, some people weren't innocent. It was one of those things that it was just kind of collateral damage, Zach was a collateral damage. And because of the fact that Colt was with him this entire time, he had to go through the same thing that he had to go through. Sometimes, it's one of those things that he does have a hit on it. He does have like pretty much a bounty on his head due to the fact that he did kill a marshal this last episode, as well as he's killed many other like deputies as well in this episode and previous episodes before. So he definitely is. He definitely does have a big bounty on his head, which that's why the bounty hunter was after him. He kind of had that whole. He had to find him. These guys were causing mayhem. These people were like, the families didn't approve of this. They thought of Colt and Zach. You guys might have thought that Colt and Zach were the good guys in this series. That's 110% wrong. We made you guys think that the good guys were the good guys, but truly it's good guys becoming bad guys. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about season 1 is you start to see like okay, Colt has his moments where he's a nice guy, but he has his moments where he just killed the marshal. And there's a moment where he pretty much stabs some guy in the neck. He has that point where he can switch, he can just switch his personality, not really his personality, but his mood and the way he can be bad and good. He's not over that line yet where Zach was over that line. He was just bad. He just didn't care anymore. He passed that emotion stage where he just knew that if you were emotionally he wouldn't let someone live. He just killed them because of the fact that he could. It showed power, it showed strength, it showed ruthlessness. That's what it showed, which a lot of people, but that's a great question, Vigi. So I definitely do see the law is always going to be on Colt's back. They're always going to be after him. So as bounty hunters as well, and other gangs maybe will be hired to try to kill this guy. We don't know. There's so many possibilities in season 2, which you guys will just have to see. But how long does it take to make an episode? So usually about a month, but sometimes it takes 2 weeks. Like we made this season finale in about a week. We made it in a week, which is the fastest. We're getting a lot faster at making episodes, which is amazing. But we're getting a lot faster, which is a game changer. We used to take about 2 months an episode, but now we changed it and we got to a month an episode, and now we got it from 2 weeks an episode. Every 2 weeks we post an episode, and now we posted one literally a week after an episode. So it's pretty cool. We're getting a lot better at uploading, but it does, Alan, that's a great question, man. It's not easy to make these things. These things do require a lot of time, it's quality over quantity. We don't rush these things. We don't try to rush these things, and when we do, we like to try to re-record. If we don't feel as if the scene came out good, we record the entire thing. It's one of those things. But that's a great question, Alan, and hopefully I answered that correctly for you. But I hope Colt survives in the end and starts a family. Hey, name, that's a good hope. I like that. I hope he does too, man. Playing the character as Colt, I'm hoping that Colt, I'm hoping he finds peace, and he finds that he kind of like realizes that he's not responsible. He might have been the one that got him in trouble, but in his brother's eyes, if his brother was still alive, he would tell him, it wasn't your fault, brother. Like I led us into this, because the fact that Zach did kind of lead them into this in a way. He did kind of lead him into this life, with the whole fighting scene when they got in a fight with Tommy McCarty, which is the King's left-hand man, when they got in a fight at the bar scene, which kind of introduced the whole Kings. That scene is a game changer because that shows that Zach didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He just thought like, okay, I can fuck with anyone. No one, there's gonna be no collateral to it. At that point, we might have beat their asses and sent them on their way. But the next day, they had the whole place surrounded and ready to kill us pretty much. But the leader of that group thought like, hey, he just beat the shit out of my 2 best guys. I'm gonna get these 2 guys and they're gonna work for me. That was one of those things that we wanted to do. But that's awesome. But yeah, let's see. When will season 2 filming start? So Diego, we'll be doing season 2 filming in like a couple of weeks. We're gonna be starting, and it's gonna be about like a month and a half of recording. And once we get the entire 12 episodes of season 2 done, we're gonna post every week an episode. So hopefully that you guys will enjoy that. Just want to say thank you to the whole cast. This is hands down the best RP story for RDR online I've ever seen. Dude, Purple, I appreciate that so much, and the cast do as well. We really do appreciate you guys are the reason that we do this. We wouldn't be doing this we wouldn't be doing this at all if it weren't for you guys. Like we all have our lives IRL. We all do our own things. We just take times out of our IRL life, and we just take time to make these for you guys, and we enjoy it. We enjoy it 110%. It's not like I'm miserable making videos. It's not like they're miserable making it. So
It's a lot of
when you thank us, we appreciate it. We do it for you guys. We do it for you guys. So when you say that, I appreciate that, Purple. And hands down respect for you, man. I appreciate that, dude. And I appreciate everyone that stops by and watches it. Whatever happened to their dad? So D1, I believe I answered that before up thing, but D1, so the dad is still around. We don't know what he's been up to because it really hasn't showed what he's been up to. But this last episode, it shows him at the farm, back at the ranch. We don't know what's gonna happen in season 2, episode 1. Is the dad changed where he's just a drunk and he's just gonna kill? He's been a drunk the entire time, but is he even more of a drunk? Did he stop drinking because of the fact that his kid's gone, or did he continue drinking, or is he gonna kill his sons is he gonna kill his son when he comes back? We don't know. It's one of those things. But do you record the episode in one and shorten them, or do you have a smaller clips edited into one? So what we do is we record we like to organize our stuff by scenes, Jacob. So what we do is when we script and we make a script for the thing, we'll go scene 1. This is where we're going to have scene 1 at a cabin. And this is the people that are going to be in this scene. Okay, so what we do is we get those people in the scene, we get to recording, we record that entire scene. We usually just put that off to the side, get the next scene done with, which is usually about a 5-minute scene. We get that second scene done with, and then we move it in. That's how we do things. We like to organize ourselves by scenes. We do one scene after another, and after another until we're done with the script, until we finished all the scenes that we needed to do. If we feel like we need to do more camera angles, we'll do more camera angles. But that's a great question, man. That is a great question. But yeah, Jacob, hopefully that answered you, man. Thanks, dude. What's up, Fire? Let's see, the clip being shown right now is me being tied up. Love that. Let's see, to go sleep. Let's see. Let's see. What if Colt starts a family and settles down, and right when he thinks it's over, he frees a marshal, and he's free. A marshal or bounty hunter shows up at his house. Hey, that can happen, Skull. That's a great right, what you said right there in that comment. That's like literally the definition of what Colt's going to have to go through. You know, he's going to have to look over his shoulder all the time now, just due to the fact that he killed a marshal and he killed all those deputies. You know, he's cursed. He's a dead man walking, pretty much. You know, he's already dead. He can't get a job anywhere without being questioned as being a McAllister, or whether the law expects him of being a McAllister, or if a bounty hunter's watching him the entire time, ready to make their every move, or if he's going to get sniped while he's riding on his horse one day because of some guy slipped information when he went to a bar one day. We don't know. There's so much possibilities when it comes to that. A-Name, thank you so much for the 2 pounds again, dude. You are so amazing, man. That fox is awesome, dude. That's such a cool fox, man. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be ending off the stream just because it's late for all our cast members. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed answering all your guys' questions. If you guys want more of this, feel free to leave a like as well. But yeah, this was fun. But will Colt get old and tell a story like a Lone Ranger, like in the Lone Ranger? Zachary, there will be later on where Colt is gonna be kind of getting older. He is starting to get older, though. It's 3 years into the future. He is starting to get older. But you'll just have to see. You'll just have to see in that. But there is a possibility for that. The Sleep Now, season 2. Hell yeah! I loved helping out in the last video. It was great voicing Clark. Definitely, man. Definitely. I appreciate everyone's help, man. That was awesome. You did such a great job. Everyone did such a great job on this, and I appreciate all the people that helped out with the series. It's amazing. I really do appreciate everyone. But Bobby Shorter, great series, man. Thank you so much, bro. El Ninja, I love this. Thank you so much, man. You're amazing. You're amazing, dude. I appreciate that, bro. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. You guys are the best. Love y'all.
Can I mention the 66 likes?
Yeah, guys, 66 likes. Holy shit. That's incredible, guys. We appreciate it here on Wolfpack Studios. The cast and I wish you guys all a good night. Love y'all to death.
Good night,
everyone. And we will catch you guys in the next streams, in the next videos. And if you guys like this podcast, leave comments down below in the video, as well as leave a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'll catch you guys later in the next video. Peace out.